There it is. So, you know, I'm gonna let I think he's in here. Chris, my man Chris L. Passport, no social. This the man right here. I mean, I met the brother. You know what I'm saying? We started talking and stuff, and he started talking. I'm like, okay, you know, there's a few people who get to, you know, chopping up with me, you know, for, you know, longer than, you know, 15 minutes or so, and I'm still like, okay, you know, just tell me more. A subject that I haven't studied, I have no experience with specifically. So, you know, when he started talking, I listened, and then he had the substance. He substantiated his position. And, you know, he came on the foundation a couple times, and if you didn't know, he did a webinar, Passport No Social webinar for the foundation. You know, and if you're interested in that, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. You can get your hands on it. I think it's like $175 until January 31st or something. 175. Yeah, I think it's 150. I don't know. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. 150 until January 31st. But I'm looking for the brother. I think I see the brother. Well, I wanted to bring the brother in because, you know, we was talking earlier and just, you know, just real quick, you know, I want to bring the brother in, man. So, here we go. Chris L, peace, man. That's you? Peace.
Peace to the God. What's good?
Yeah, peace. What's going on, man? Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm creating, lifted, feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling God.
Right on. All right. Well, yeah. I wanted to bring you in real quick, just because we was talking about earlier. You know. So I don't know how to lead into it because I don't know exactly what you want to say and disclose on the air. You know what I'm saying? So I guess there was like a couple things that you wanted to say, or a couple of things you wanted to get into. I'm just gonna give you the floor, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate your friendship. Appreciate your, you know, commitment to the foundation. Appreciate your, you know, commitment to the people. And you know, I'm just gonna give you the floor, man.
Respect. For the record, all sovereign birthrights are expressly claimed and retained by me. This is speaking about proper right of claims and claims of right. I take away all subject matter jurisdiction, take away all in personam jurisdiction. I'm a man. When you become a man, you're supposed to put away childish things. But if you never put it on the record, but record, if you did something once and you do it again, you redid it, that means something happened. You stepping on toes today, you said earlier, I'm plucking cords for the record. I have people that have sent me messages that's, well, you know, I'm looking at stuff that says you give them the social. Okay, go ahead. Do that. I can only speak on what I experienced. You talk about a competent witness. Everybody can get a passport.
You talking about, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you talking about giving them the social in regards to obtaining a passport.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying,
you want
right?
To do that, do that.
Clarify.
Yeah.
And that's what you've been hearing. And you've been seeing stuff. Like, you've been seeing people promulgate that. You've been seeing people say that. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. You know, that whoever is getting them and giving it, you know, the social to get the passport, then great. If it worked for them, it worked for them. I know I didn't get it. But here we go talking about status. You got to be in proper status. Part 2, there be one, so shall it be. But it's about operating once you get it without the social. It's not necessarily, you can know how to get it real easy. But what do you do after that? You have a trust set up. I got a 98 number. You know as much as to say, yeah, if it's a 6 or a 7 behind the dash in the million series, then that means it's a trust star in the state. Great. Now what you do with it? If you go and you read the application on the passport, it tell you what they're going to do with the Social Security number. Why they got to go to the Treasury? What's at the Treasury? What they connecting you with? Everything that you've created through that social. Student loans, house support, felonies. Can't go nowhere, huh? Everywhere you go, they know where you at. Know when you tipped in. So what's the result? All I say is that's between you and your maker on which methodology you going to choose this day. Whether you take the route of using the social to get the passport or you don't. That's what the Matrix telling you, red pill, blue pill. But they give you entertainment in shades of gray, 50 of them. The 50 shades of gray is the 50 states of the so-called United States government called America. So when you go and you get the passport and you give that SSN, that's the 14th Amendment connection. That's the connection. That's you saying that you're that citizen of the United States of America and subject to its jurisdiction. You have to be subject as well, not just born or naturalized. Two parts to that. Social Security is the first part. In today's economy, where you give your Social Security number for everything, but then you go back and you look at if you do your diligence, you'll see that Social Security number is an account. It's an account. And that account is what ties you to where you don't want to be. So, you want to use a social? Go ahead. You got 10 years to deal with it. Because that's how long they have you tied up in that security, that trust, because you're the bearer. But you got to show them two things to get it. Social Security card and your birth certificate. But which one of the birth certificate, the long form or the short form? The short form is short for a reason. It's a different form. That's why they offer you two forms of ID now. Everything is doable. Yin and yang, debit, credit, public, private. Choose ye this day which one you going to serve. The sovereign, the one when you go to Title 18 United States Code where it says 53 Indians, 55 kidnapping. Well, they all go in sequential order, so let's just say 51, 52, 53, 55. But what was 54? Why is it not there?
54.
Car 54, where are you? They give it to us, man. Letting us know. But we don't make these connections. So you have the rhetoric of YouTube where it's affected by an algorithm. As if YouTube don't know how to do anything with their own algorithm. So certain ideologies get popularized by the search terms and keyword searches and reverse engineering, the search engine optimization of the algorithm. It's nothing but a set of procedures to do a thing. But we think, and I've had conversation with people to say that the straw man theory is conspiracy theory. And I say that, the United States is a company. It's a federal corporation. What you talking about? The United States of America? No, I said the United States. What you mean? Like there's a difference? Like, okay, you don't know there's a difference between the United States and the United States of America, then you can't talk to me. But you got a passport because you just went to Cubana. You went to Puerto Rico, wherever you went to, and you're free. Did you know how to count that whole trip as a business expense? Did you write it off? You didn't save your receipts? You didn't take anything under your bid? Oh, okay, you can't talk to me. Not because I'm being arrogant, but because I'm tired of people listening to foolery and they're just listening to opinions and not doing their own due diligence. Nikola Tesla, he was asked in an interview, how do you feel about Marconi taking the credit? How do you feel about Edison taking the credit? And he said, it's not that I have a problem with people taking my ideas or taking my credit. The problem is they don't have any ideas of their own. You would have your own ideals and your own experience, your firsthand witness. That's what the court want to hear. What did you, 5 senses, experience? A gunshot, a sound, a taste, fire, smell, see. What of your 5 senses did you see of this particular claim? If you don't have that, you're not a competent witness. But the attorneys, you let them talk for you all the time. But they weren't there. None of their senses was at that particular location. But the 14th Amendment citizen Social Security number better sit up there and take what the law says. That's what you signed up for. They trick you into the trustee relationship, and because you breached the contract, they execute you, tax him, off with his head. If he don't pay, he can do community service. He can go get a buffet meal at Golden Corral. Defensive driver. So the point that I'm making is that wherever you tag the social to is what you're making a claim towards. So you making a claim on this passport to go to country that you're a 14th Amendment citizen wherever you go, but you want to be treated free. The 14th Amendment citizen doesn't have rights. Your privileges. These privileges also identify you in the category called race, where generic terms are thrown around like African American and Black, Native American. I had an individual come to me and say that they're from this land and their family lineage is through Native American history. This person is European. But yet, you do have a claim of land because you had an ancestry tied to the land by way of what happened in 1933. And 1933 is when the Social Security plan came about. By way of all we know, HJR 192 and all that. So we're affected by this algorithm called the code and don't know what 54 is, and nor have we researched it to see how it's tied to the social, because if you're sovereign, you don't operate with a social. So why would you get 2 forms of ID under something that's defined by a socialistic system? It's welfare, the welfare of the people. But you wasn't a part of that. Those of us that are autochthonous are with the so-called race called Black or African American. So if you read the passport, it tells you what they're going to do with it, but yet you're still sitting on the fence as what you're going to do. All I can tell you is, choose ye this day whom you're going to serve. My results are, I did it a certain way. It's on the first one. The second one, I'm 7-1. I was 5-1 at the time of that webinar. 7-1 now.
Speaking of the webinar, because, you did the Passport No Social webinar, which was how to get it, is what you were saying, right?
Yeah, that's how you get it, and these are the foundations and why you're saying a certain thing and how you're getting it.
So we're gonna do another webinar, and that's the how. That's the how, right?
How to apply it. Like when you know, just because you get it this way doesn't mean, like, just because you become a secure party don't mean you get access to your birth certificate money and all that. No, you can operate in the regular common ways of commerce, and the International Bill of Exchange is one of them. But if you don't go on the record and let them know that this is the transactions that you're about to make, be on the lookout. Like I heard it first said by, you know, the wise Uncle Yusuf when he said, a gentleman gives notice. Hell, the last thing that they got on the record with you said you a 14th Amendment citizen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have claim of right on your life because they got it. They hold it in trusteeship for you and for your benefit. That makes you a beneficiary until you correct the record. And if you have a trust that could be where a beneficiary can tell the trustees what to do, then you don't have a trust. You have a partnership or an association.
Partnership or an association. Yep. And
the birth certificate is an identification. The birth certificate is identifying some form of contractual relationship. Who issues the birth certificate? The state of Texas. Who the state of Texas got a contract with? The United States of America. That several states of the Union. That's why the federal can come in and out. So that goes to you, to whoever birth state you're in. Understand the system that you're in is not what you think it is. So when you're talking about using a number that tags you to the system that already is oppressing you because you don't understand the code and how it applies, don't blame anyone else for your failure to perform, for your failure to increase your knowledge in a certain education base, because the information is out there.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to choose ye this day who you gonna follow. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Red or blue pill, my dude.
So we gonna do another webinar
under your personal name, bro. You drive your car in your personal name. A lot of you, and there's no judgment. It's just when people come and try to say that you're not clear, or they try to. It's like, no, there's no personal attack that I feel. It's no. Let's correct the record. Because everything that's being presented to you comes by way of the law. If you don't know what subrogation means, if you don't know what arbitration means, there's nothing for us to talk about. Read those definitions first, and then we can come and say, okay, let's build on this and see how we can make it even stronger. Voltron. They got too many people that's not taking responsibility for their own actions. People putting their life on the line out there, but yet you don't take it seriously. You just want to listen. 2020 is here. They dangling keys with coronavirus from China is going live. Impeachment trial, Trump is going live. Terrence Howard not coming back to Empire. Oh, shit.
That's
did
what
you
I'm
hear
worried
what he's
about.
Talking about, though?
Empire was, you know. I don't care what else you're talking about. I don't care about gold. I don't care about none of that stuff. Empire, man. I watched that every time. And then went to work. And then watched it again.
Yeah, when you got off from work, it was probably watching it on your phone on break. I was in Firestone. I was in Firestone, so 2 weeks ago, getting some work done to the car. And I was standing up, waiting, and I saw two elder so-called black women sitting there watching the hen. Was that the View? Not the View. The ones with the whatever. I forgot the names of it. It's the four ladies and the chick, the lady Tia, one of the twins from Sister. She on there, but I forget the name of the show.
Okay.
They tied in like their eyes dead in. Then there's a European and another so-called black chick on the other side, and they got the technology, the iPhone. So as the person who calls out the number, nobody, meaning the person who's next to get their car so they can go home, he's calling two of the people at the same time. No one moves. I said, man, that's beautiful how the system is set up to where you have a generation of people that are tied in a certain way here with the TV, with this chatter, and then you have this generation of people over here with through technology, you got them tied into the same chatter. And they was watching the same thing, just one on TV, and the other two was actually on the iPhone and the iPad. I'm like, this is gorgeous to see how this system is working, but everybody got something to say. Everybody got an opinion. But nobody can see the fuckery that's going on around them. Amazing. I'm off my soapbox.
Oh, man. I mean, you know, we could talk. We could talk for hours. We typically do.
Right.
we typically do. So, you know, I mean, you know, we could talk for hours. But yeah, man, I want you to explain what this new webinar. You know, going more on the webinar, because you got the first webinar, and I kind of wanted to, you know, describe it, you know, more, you know, how this is how you get the passport no social, or some procedures, or, you know, what you do. How about that? How you got your passport no social? That's what it is. And okay, so and then the next one, this next one is going to be how to use it more so, and more so the history behind that. And
you know,
so
it's one of those things where you have to present it. Now you got it. You've got to present it now. You get pulled over by the police, you have to present it. Now, the reason why they ask you when you get to the car to present it, they already know if you got a valid license or not in their unit when they pull you over. They know. Well, most technologically up-to-date counties throughout the United States should have it. And they know when they pull you over if you have a valid license or not, just like they know if your car is insured. But you still have to participate by presenting that license from you to them to initiate whatever happens thereafter. So when you issue or present to them this passport, that's an acceptable form of identification. Valid issued government identification. They go to the car, pull it, nothing probably is going to come back. Because that is not tied to the social. So, if it's for presenting, then how do you communicate with the IRS? And what do you send them to identify? The social? Then you identify with that taxable entity. Or you identify yourself as the living man, the executorship of that entity. When you don't give a social, you don't connect yourself to that entity. That's why it's presented. If you go look up online, look at how it's presented on there. Notice that the license has a signature. Notice that the passport card doesn't have a signature.
Yeah.
But the passport book does have a signature. But they're also treated as two forms of ID, and you're the bearer. So you have to know how to present these to these agencies in the proper status. It's not just about not getting a ticket. No, it's a way of life. It's a way of life.
I agree.
But Rule 52, baby. Rule 52.
So we're gonna get into the way of life. We're gonna get into the way of life. We're gonna get into, you know, the Rule 52. We're gonna get into, you know, how to use it, what it is, and more of the nuances with the second webinar.
Yep.
So we're gonna call it Passport No Social too.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's so much chatter around this whole passport no social. Like,
so you want to privatize
like,
game and be, we can call it, we can call it a shake and bake layup.
Shake and bake layup.
Go ahead and do the shake and bake layup real quick.
Yeah. Shake and bake layup.
I don't know. Just think about it. Okay, so, and here's one of my last questions with regards to this webinar. You gonna allow for live people to be on the webinar with you and then like ask questions at the end, or it's just gonna be straight?
I would love for questions to be asked. And the reason why is because when I first got into the information, I dove right in. I was listening to 3 and 5 hour interviews just to get to the Q&As to hear real drop given then, because a lot of times when they talk during the presentation of the information, certain things aren't touched on as much. And it's like, okay, there could be one thing that wasn't mentioned in there, not because they didn't want to tell you, it's just it going over the whole macro, you missed the micro.
Up. Yeah, it didn't come up. Yeah, it just didn't come up. It happens all the time. So
yeah, the Q&A, baby. Okay. That's where I learned the most.
Here's what I propose, and then I got to get into the show. I love you though, but I got to get into the
respect.
So you're gonna have people on there. So this is what about, you want to give an incentive for the live people on the webinar as with regards to like a reduced offer versus those who get it afterwards?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the commitment to getting into the information so that you can apply it to your life. Because I live this, I do this. It's not a business for me; it's a way of life for me. And the faster that you could get access to even what I'm working on currently, you see what I'm saying? Dealing with major law firms here where I'm at. So it's one of those things where it's like the information needs to get out there, because you don't know when something is going to disappear off your server. You know what I'm saying? Or from something that's on the public site like a YouTube. You got to take this information and store it, man.
You got to grab it. Okay, so let's say, how about $100? 100 FRNs. If you're on the joint live, you catch the joint live. When we gonna do? You want to do? We doing it Monday, right?
Yeah, I can make that happen. Yeah.
Or you want to give it some more time? Let's do a Saturday. Saturday, February.
Saturday. You talking about this upcoming Saturday? Okay, never mind. You talking about February? Okay.
Yeah, Saturday, February 1st. We'll do the webinar. Yeah. February 1st. First of the month. Let's record the webinar. Shake and bake layup. Let's make it happen.
Shake and bake layup.
So 100 FRNs if you want to do the webinar. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com if you want to do it live. Otherwise, we're probably going to do, I don't know, 2/3, 300, 250 for, 200 for the webinar. I don't know, the dance.
Man, we can do 3/5. Like we talked about earlier.
Okay, 350.
Mind, body, and soul.
There it is.
The two that's missing.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. So yeah, live webinar, 100 FRNs. I mean, if you want, you can pay in real money, but we know how it is.
If it's real, we talking, troy ounce, baby. That's what my trademark say if we doing business.
I mean, I feel like it would be like 4 troy ounces of silver. Because that's just troy. That's like 80 FRNs, 82 FRNs or something like that.
Yeah, but you got transaction fees that'll bring it to 100 anyway.
I'm rolling with you. So my man
doing
said,
a wire transfer. So
my man said 100 FRNs for the live webinar. You know, because I'm gonna write this down. I take notes, y'all. You ever did a consultation? You know I take notes. 100 FRNs or 4 American Eagles. American Eagle silver coins. Man, whatever. 4 troy ounces of silver. 4 troy ounces of silver. To attend the live webinar that's going to be February 1st. Those who book it, we'll give you all the information. What time, so on and so forth. So you can definitely catch it. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com if you're interested. Otherwise, if not, it's going to be available here on welcometothefoundation.com after, there's some razzle-dazzle sprinkled on it.
You know what I'm saying?
But man,
God, Sham God with him. Ask me to rock.
Yeah. So that's the shake and bake layup. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and get to this, how do we prevail in legal affairs, man. I'm going to holler at you in the private, man, and I'll be definitely talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Respect. Peace to the God.
Thank you, man. Respect. Peace. Peace to the trustees. Peace. Peace to the gods and peace to the trustees, man. That's Foundation Family right there. That's Chris L. Y'all admin and welcome to the Foundation for more information. Man, look, we got about 18 minutes left on the broadcast, but I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna stream because we're gonna get into this. I'm committed. I trust you're committed. Excuse me. But 18 minutes left in the broadcast. Whatever. So if you're online, you want to call in. You might want to call in 424-222-5250. And just for fun, admin at welcometothefoundation.com and welcometothefoundation.com is the website. Blah blah. High frequency is the two. All right, so I'm gonna jump into this. Look, so as a private trustee, how do we prevail in legal affairs? That's what we're gonna jump into. But first and foremost, if you think or if you feel the shows are valuable, imagine the trustee training. If you have any interest in trustee training, that's admin at welcometothefoundation.com. But serious inquiries only. I like that. Serious inquiries only. So yeah, where we at? Quite simple. Nah, maybe it's not quite simple, but it's not tough. And that's prevailing in legal affairs. You know what I mean? And that's as a trustee. That's what we're talking about. But the rare instance of public legal affairs, such as hold on, nah, because I'm jumping in. I'm jumping in head first. The rare legal public instance of affairs such as determining tax liability, defending a court action instituted against a trust or the trustee, and prosecuting a legal action on behalf of the trust or trustee, as well as the possible necessity of commencing a private action pursuant to the commercial process. Keep in mind that the chances of an action being taken against the trust or trustee who has properly limited liability are slim to none. And if an action is taken against them anyway, generally, such cases don't make it past the crucial phase of determining jurisdiction. When one examines the definition of jurisdiction, the fog begins to clear. So here we go. Jurisdiction is a noun. 1A. A government's general power to exercise authority over all persons and things within its territory. Just follow me, please. You want to jump into this, 2. A court's power to decide a case or issue a decree. This is with regards to the constitutional grant of federal jurisdiction, federal question jurisdiction. 3, a geographic area within which political or judicial authority may be exercised. And this is, the accused fled to another jurisdiction or something like that. 4, a political or judicial subdivision within such an area. This is like other jurisdictions maybe decided to issue differently. There are 2 territorial jurisdictions created by the Constitution. The first is the territory. This is that designated portion of the Earth's surface which is deemed the imperially extensive real estate holdings of the nation, over which all power must be exercised within the strict letter of the Constitution. The second is the other property. And what is this? Man, because I got the case. O'Donoghue versus United States, 289 U.S. 516537. Yo, I'm going to say it again. O'Donoghue versus United States, 289 U.S. 516537. The other property, the territory, unincorporated, which is not included, into the union of the states, over which all power may be exercised strictly according to the mere spirit of the Bill of Rights as interpreted by Congress. Public. The latter is subject to Congress outside the strict letter of the guarantees of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. That's the territory unincorporated. In the former, the territory, instead of the other property, the former is the territory, the federal government can have no direct control over the people, but by way of contract, because it is entering onto every scene equally subject to the same laws as all persons. Now, this is the federal government is on equal footing within natural, within constitutional Article 3 jurisdiction with man and woman. Autonomous, sovereign, secure party, however you want to call it. It doesn't matter. But be specific and make sure that you're correct. So, look. The federal government can have no direct control over the people, but by way of contract, because it is entering onto every scene equally subject to the same laws as all persons. As opposed to the latter, wherein the federal government can have full and direct control over people who are beneficiaries of this jurisdiction. Birth certificate. As noted earlier, they may act as they see fit for the benefit of the public policy, public regulations, codes, statutes of that specific jurisdiction. Understanding that most courts currently in business in America are, in fact, by the 1938 change in the operation of law, courts of limited jurisdiction. Those courts are defined as having jurisdiction that is confined to a particular type of case or that may be exercised only under statutory limits and prescriptions, also termed special jurisdiction. This is out of Black's Law, 7th edition. So, limited to cases involving subject matter of the public, it becomes clear that whether they are distinguished as federal or state courts, such is a distinction without a fundamental difference. All are inherently federal. In order to get at how such courts may obtain jurisdiction over a contractual trust, private trust, express trust, common law trust, however, come on, man, let's just get over it. Or its trustees in a legal action, the nature of jurisdiction should be briefly but sufficiently discussed. The court must have three essentials. One, jurisdiction to determine jurisdiction over the subject matter of the cause and the case. So, it must have the power and competence to decide the kind of controversy involved, and jurisdiction over the parties to the case. This is, what we know as in personam jurisdiction. You heard used to talk about in personam jurisdiction. That's the jurisdiction. This is a personal jurisdiction to compel the parties to perform. Feel what I'm saying? If either one is lacking in any way, the court is without power to decide the case, and any other decree or judgment other than a dismissal by such a court is void ab initio, having only the semblance or appearance of validity. That's Mills versus Richardson. Mills versus Richardson, 8-1 SE. So that's 81 second edition, 2D 409. 8-1 SE 2D 409. And it may be attacked directly or collaterally and vacated at any time. It is settled law that a tribunal has jurisdiction to determine its own jurisdiction, which brings us to the remaining two elements. Subject matter jurisdiction is the hub around which the wheel turns. Without the hub, the wheel cannot turn credibly. The statutory, two parts. The statutory or common law authority of the court to hear the case and the appearance and testimony of a competent fact witness. This falls under sufficiency of pleadings. It can never be waived, and it cannot be obtained by lapse of time, consent of the parties, or any event other than the sufficiency of pleadings of the party bringing the suit. However, although it may be established by the pleadings, it can still be lost due to fraud upon the court, the judge's failure to follow proper procedure, the unlawful activity or undisclosed conflict of interest of the judge, the court exceeding its statutory authority, violation of due process, improper representation of a party before the court, improper issuance of a summons or defective service of process, proper notice not being given to all parties by the movant, the court basing its order or judgment upon a void order or judgment and violation of public policy. And when subject matter jurisdiction is lacking or lost, the court must discharge its ministerial duty to dismiss on the ground on its own motion whether it has personal jurisdiction or not. Given the preceding sections on the Unincorporated Banking Association under former House Joint Resolution 192, and I'm not talking about discharge, and all of the above regarding other property. This is what I'm talking about. Nature of the states today, it is easy to see why the courts are ipso facto courts of limited jurisdiction, having no jurisdiction over subject matter, quote, in the territory, end quote. But it's assuming, for the sake of explanation, that subject matter jurisdiction did exist. The personal, or in rem, or in personam, jurisdiction over the trust and its trustees can only be obtained in four ways: either by the trust or the trustees' presence, domicile, permission or consent, or minimum contacts. Minimum contacts being having sufficient dealings or affiliations with the forum jurisdiction, which makes it reasonable to require the trust or the trustee to defend the lawsuit. So maybe the nature of the action. This lawsuit defense being required in the forum state. If the state has no contacts, ties, or relation with the trust or trustees, personal jurisdiction cannot be obtained in this manner. The four principles of minimum contacts are that The trust or trustee's activity must be continuous and systematic in the forum jurisdiction, and the cause of action must be related to that activity. Sporadic or casual activity of the trust or trustees in the forum jurisdiction does not justify the exercise of jurisdiction in the cause of action unrelated to that activity. If the trust or trustees' contacts are sufficiently substantial and of such a nature as to make the exercise of jurisdiction unreasonable, then general jurisdiction may be exercised by the forum over the trust or trustees. And if the trust or trustees' activity is sporadic or consists only of a single act, then specific jurisdiction may be exercised by the forum only when the cause of action arises out of the activity or act. And they say, if the activity is sporadic meaning once in a while, or consists of a single act. And a lot of time that be, those abusive trusts where all they want to do is put some property into the trust and really have no other activity beyond just holding property, and then say that it's not theirs, it's not mine, it belongs to the trust. And it's not quite that simple. It really isn't. So let me jump on this. Let me jump into present. Presence. The trust is created and functioning in the territory, quote, territory. Now, in the states or in the states, doing business under a general common law, not the private law of the unincorporated banking association. Presence can therefore only be construed to exist where the trust has become a member of that association via residence in a revenue district. This is indicated by a zip code, zone improvement code, or by engaging in a particular transaction. Even then, the trust or trustees must be present by membership or transaction in that particular political subdivision, the state, and given notice reasonably certain to reach them. This is the service process. As service by mere publication in a newspaper or general circulation has been held insufficient in such cases. And as a side note, mere physical presence in the courtroom during some phase or proceeding does not constitute an appearance. Domicile, the situs of the trust is in the United States of America, designating the territory, the union of states as the land of which the common law is supreme law, unless the trustees, in behalf of the trust, adopts a principal place in the other property. The other property being, additions and forts and insular possessions. That's what I was trying to think of, man. I drew a blank. God. Establishes a residence in the place subject to the federal jurisdiction with the intention to make its domicile personal jurisdiction is lacking in the respect. It must be purposely established as an address directly in the revenue district. So that's a trust getting a post office box or some type of street address to be liable, right? But if the trustees contract with a private mail service provider or carrier, so you don't get a post office box, you don't get a street address, maybe you get a suite in a building or something like that through a private provider, doesn't work for the federal government, like a shot. And by signing without prejudice, then personal jurisdiction does not attach. All right, permission, I ain't giving permission. Okay, minimum contacts. The trust must purposely avail itself of benefits or services of the state, such as a license, registering ownership there, contracting with the government there, availing itself of benefits or services of the legal system there, court action, utilizing the police or fire services, etc. 90 seconds left in the broadcast. If you're online, call in, man. Systematically and continuously, or sporadically but substantially enough as to warrant the trust or trustees being compelled to come into the forum. It is wholly important to subject matter jurisdiction in the federal courts, for it is highly improbable that it would be even necessary to bring up such an action given all of the above which the express trust is naturally possessing. When the trust is taking an action against an outside party, the most effective method is via the commercial process. This is what we know as the administrative process, or is a private legal action instituted under the fundamental rules of commercial trade or business. Lawsuits should be regarded as a last resort to secure judicial enforcement of a private judgment. For public suits, confer full personal jurisdiction upon the court. Taking the claim to a legislative court avails the trust of several benefits and services of that form, and thereby establishes a substantial minimum contact. Even still, any action for judicial enforcement of private judgment can be done out of court pursuant to the commercial process. In private actions, the Maxim of Commerce, the foundation of all commercial law and Western legal systems govern, which are: a workman is worthy of his hire. All are equal under the law. In commerce, truth is sovereign. Hold on, let me start over. 1, a workman is worthy of his hire. 2, all are equal under the law. 3, in commerce, truth is sovereign. 4, truth is expressed by means of an affidavit. 5, an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An unrebutted affidavit becomes the judgment in commerce. 7, a matter must be expressed to be resolved. 8, he who leaves the field of battle first loses by default. 9, sacrifice is the measure of credibility. And 10, a lien or claim can only be satisfied through rebuttal by counter affidavit, point for point, resolution by jury, or by payment. The only way to thrive in the 21st century is to own nothing and control everything privately. And though any trust is the legal owner of the property in trust, the trustees of a contractual express trust do not experience the incidence of personal ownership due to the property, the properly limited liability via trust instrument, and the cardinal virtues of the trustees. It is the limited liability that makes the trust no less than a corporation, but it is the latitude of choice of whether to function in the common law venue with absolute rights in commerce under the general law merchant, or absolute rights protected contractually through contract rights unlimited, as so stated and protected in Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Or to deal in the Roman civil law venue with only relative rights in commerce under private international law, that makes the trust inter alia far superior and profitable. Under the aegis of the trust, the trustee is clothed in the veil of impenetrable only from within. This suit of armor is the trust instrument, which molds to the trustee in all his good faith dealings on behalf of the trust, fully compensating him for his services, privileging his use of trust property, and enabling his exercise of creativity in business endeavors, all without the excessive weight of inquisitorial legislation. Look, man, keeping the minutes. It is the duty of the trustees to keep minutes for all resolutions, decisions, and acts done in the administration of the trust. This is the form of accounting and may suffice as accounting. However, it is recommended that some separate, more detailed accounting always be kept. So, a form of accounting of the trust, as well as, it could suffice as a form of accounting for monies. I'm telling you, the minutes are powerful. It is generally best to keep minutes of every board of trustee meeting based upon the notes or report taken during the meeting, or if there is only one trustee for the trust, on a decision-to-decision basis. How often and by what protocol minutes are kept is, of course, a matter of the trustee's discretion. The rule of thumb is that at least one board of trustees meeting regarding general business and the status of the trust should be held at least annually. The more often the meetings and accounting, the more up-to-date, accurate, and reliable the records in administering the trust business. Everything the trustees do should be clearly reflected in the minutes, which can be kept using a word processing software, a typewriter, by hand, whatever. But they must be expressed, y'all. The minutes are stored in succession in the minutes book section of your trust or in your trust minute book. And minutes go a long way to substantiation. Substantiation goes a long way to the facts, providing the facts, stating the facts. Being able to substantiate a claim allows one to express a claim, and express a claim in the proper jurisdiction in the proper format with regards to a specific issue. The claim could be provided for relief. The biggest thing trustees miss. A lot of people, trust. This thing is kind of big. There's a whole entire, complete, sub culture with regards to trust and being private and doing all this stuff, being woke, the wokest. Man, look, I don't even like saying that word anymore because it's been appropriated. But there's a whole subculture of this. This thing, it's getting bigger and bigger. The more oppressive this government gets monetarily and financially, commercially, so on and so forth, with its own citizens and subjects, the more, people are going to be looking for a way out. And you got a lot of people capitalizing on people trying to look on for their way out and making this stuff feel simple and seem simple and stuff like that, But it's not. It's not. The administration can be simple with the proper knowledge and dedication. But overall, what we're doing is like my man said, it's a way of life. So, as far as, how do we prevail in legal affairs, first and foremost, we got to understand the jurisdiction. We got to understand domicile. We got to understand, permission. We got to understand all these other things. But we got to understand how to stay private. And if you got a trust, you have to do the proper notices. If it's in the public, you can't have a private trust. You can try, but the mind state of the trust is private. It's not regulated by commerce. Therefore, I don't have to do a trust return 1041 because it's private and they don't have jurisdiction. If the trust has a bank account and is transacting in Federal Reserve notes, that is absolutely false. I'm not giving legal advice. I don't give legal advice. I'm not an attorney. But from experience, it's absolutely false because that's a minimum contact that's being created that gives, the court's jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction. Why? Because one of the parties to the issue is a U.S. citizen, the bank, whom the trust is contracted with. Now, things unrelated, we understand, but look, there it is. And, there are many, many different ways to avoid dealing in Federal Reserve notes. But it's difficult. But it's possible. But if you are going to deal with Federal Reserve notes through the administration of a trust, you got to know what's going on. You got to know what's going on. You got to know what now the trust is responsible for through this activity. And it's got to be real. And your minutes need to be clear. Domicile needs to be clear. Does the trust have a post office box? Oops. There's another minimum contact. So, this isn't something that should be taken lightly. As you get moving, doing minutes, you have to do less and less minutes. And when you do minutes, it's going to take less and less time because you get more familiar with this lifestyle. But we got to know what's going on. And, how are you passing minimum contacts back, to another private estate entity, to another trust by, dispersing Federal Reserve notes or granting Federal Reserve notes or gifting Federal Reserve notes or distributing Federal Reserve notes or whatever to another private entity. And, what is that? And what is that? What's the implications of that? It's important, y'all. Like, this stuff is important because contract makes the law. And if the contract is insufficient, where the contract is insufficient in its law, statutory law applies. And, the more minimum contacts, the more tests that are failed or passed with regards to, subject matter jurisdiction, in personam jurisdiction, territorial jurisdiction, the higher the probability of ultimately what we're always talking about is a reduction in the trust assets or corpus through some sort of litigation, fine, tax, or whatever. And me personally, that's unacceptable. I'm in my fiduciary capacity. I ain't signed up to be a trustee to do that dance. And we can play all this all we want. And some of us ain't never going to get touched because they can tell how we set up. Some of us are. And it's up to, knowing this stuff. How do we prevail in legal affairs? It's down to your minutes. It's down to your domicile. It's down to the structure of the organization. It's down to how was it brought to life? How was the contract executed? In what way was it executed? How many hands did it pass through upon the execution of the contract? Where are the certificates? Where's the evidence, with regards to what you're speaking of? Because, they're going to come at y'all as a board of trustees and say and make these claims. That's what they do. And then with those claims, substantiate them saying that this was violated or whatever, this policy or whatever, and due to that violation of that policy, there's a tax or fine plus interest or whatever to be assessed either to the trustee or the trust itself. And that's probably going to be a lot of Fed Reserve notes. This is how we prevail in that type of situation. Proper substantiation, proper training. Proper due diligence, proper consistency on your behalf. Yeah, you get into trustee training and, it's cool and stuff. Are you going to the trainings? Are you calling into the trainings? Are you calling, the mentor or mentors and asking questions? Are you doing the requisite reading and study? Are you doing the requisite actions? Because you can't just sit around and study and read and talk to people and think that you're a trustee. That's not. No, there's more to being a trustee than that. If you understand how you want this estate to operate, you want to be totally private, partially private, how you want to do this. Walking around asking people, how do I do this? With regards to a specific action, how do I sell this? How do I, get my bike to start working again because the chain's broken? Look, that's different from saying, hey man, how do I organize my estate? How do I get ready for the next part of my life? How do I make money now that I'm private? Look, those questions. Those questions you got to ask yourself. How do I generate the income or the money as private as possible to maximize benefits and minimize liabilities as far as taxation goes? That's way different. So what I'm saying is, there's work that needs to be put in. The foundation, we don't sell trusts. We provide training and education, privately. And, with that training and education, obviously there's materials that go along with it. But we don't sell trusts, man. We provide education. It's trustee training. And, the shows, this is the public. This is 100% the public. You can find this on your podcast. You can download this from the internet. You can check it out live with Skype, call in on your phone. This is public. If you feel the shows are valuable, like I said, imagine the trustee training. But, it's 2020. It's going down. It's getting serious. It's time for you to, correct your status. But most importantly, correct your status with regards to where you stand in relation to your private estate. And if you say, well, I have no private estate, well, you got to correct that. Because it's about time to be, completely dependent on the government. And what I say by that, dependent on their entities. That birth certificate got a state seal on it, and the corporation or the LLC or sole property you got, they got a state seal on that too. Not a private family seal, none of that. And that's what I mean, we completely dependent on their entities to do business. That's what I mean. You completely dependent on government. And people are like, oh, I'm not on welfare. Well, are you using the individual entity? Are you doing business and generating money through an LLC that's going through an individual, and you doing individual returns with the corporate return? You completely depend on government. 100%. Regardless of what you think. So, you got to understand administrative process. You got to understand contract law. You got to have proper contracts, proper substantiation for all exchanges, sales, all contracts. If the trustees are U.S. citizens or can be, proclaimed to be U.S. citizens and that proclamation isn't rebutted, that's a minimum contact. If the beneficiary is a U.S. citizen, that's a minimum contact. I'm just going to tell you straight up. You think I'm lying? Go check. Matter of fact, I am lying. Go check. Some people are like, well, I'm a secure party and I got the... Okay, well, substantiate that position. All you're doing is substantiating that you've corrected your status. Because that status as an individual that's good luck with that. Well, a contract. You contracted into the private trust through a public entity, fam. All capital. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but look, fam. Unless you can substantiate something otherwise. Under penalty of perjury, it is what it is. So, I can get in more. A lot of that stuff was out of a document, and it's cold. It's a cold document, and I ain't even gonna tell you what it is. You got to email me admin@welcometothefoundation.com and say what was the document, the legal affairs document that you were reading, and I'll email it back to you. That's what it costs you. It's going to cost you some energy. And you might even get the document and be like, man, I already got this. But I ain't read it. And that's on you. Because if you read it, and you read it enough times, you recognize what that was. But it's a cold piece. That thing is a cold piece. And I was like, what, a page and a half out of that. Look. And there's templates in the back of that document. It's all right in front of us. This is the information age. It ain't about your muscles no more. Your muscles, get girls or get likes. It's all about your brain and the knowledge you have. The muscles is to stay in shape, will prolong your life. Keep healthy. It's brain time. It's 2020, man. Look, get left. You ever got left before? You ever got left? You ever got to a spot it was too late and they left you? It was too late. He was just mad. You ever got to the bus stop and the bus didn't come? Either you saw it driving by, you tried to chase it, it was too late. Or you got there and nobody was there. You was just like, well, maybe it's just me today. You was just standing out there for half an hour and the bus don't come. I'm for real. Get left. It's 2020. Get left. Peace. We'll do that dance, pancake your toes and then look, I don't mean to laugh. I'm just trying to, let y'all know the stakes is high. De La Soul had a song, had put out a whole album called Stakes is High. Y'all should check out that record. It's got a bomb. The beat is cold. I love the beat. Stakes is high, man. This stuff ain't on game, man. Look, man. The more you study the system of the United States, the more you realize you're the enemy. Trading with the Enemy Act, you should read that. You should read the Trading with the Enemy Act with a law dictionary, probably like a 4th edition, but Black's Law 7th is cool. Black's Law 7th edition is cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying cool like it's acceptable. I'm saying it's cool like it's pretty good. That's a good one to start with. But read the Trading with the Enemy Act with a law dictionary right next to you. And you're going to take some hours. Take breaks. Get some tea. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. The more you learn about this, man. And, I'll be out here trustee training. I'm trying to expand some of the stuff that we offer here on the foundation. But basically, man, I ain't talking about nothing else. Because people don't understand. Y'all don't understand. We don't understand. Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't get it. This whole thing, this whole foundation thing would be different. Because, I know the foundation, man, we're doing this. I've been doing this for over 3 years now, I think. Yeah, it's been over 3 years. Just the foundation. 4 years. I don't know, man. One of y'all know better than I do. But it would be way different. It would be... Because, we all think we got time. Everybody, we think we got time, man. And that's the biggest lie we tell ourselves every day. I got time. I got more time. I get up every day and say, I ain't got no damn time. I ain't got time. Get up every day, almost mad every day. Because I'm getting up another day. Because I went to sleep yesterday gone. So I'm like, damn. That shit flew by. And most people be like, man, I got time. You ain't got no time, fam. Ain't got time today. I'm going to go to the phone lines, man. I'm out of here. I'm just ranting right at this point. But look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this. I'm gonna drop, because I know I'll be dropping jewels and stuff. I'm going to drop this jewel. Here it is. Hopefully you got a razzle-dazzle trust indenture. If you ain't emailed admin@thefoundation.com and got into trustee training, and you good because you already got a trust. So, okay, hopefully your trust indenture is razzle-dazzle, because it don't matter what you do if your trust indenture is not razzle-dazzle. But, man, look, whatever. Look. Realistically, man, the trust ain't got to have a bank account. Maybe only one of them do, man. And the trust can convert the Federal Reserve notes into whatever it wants and then pass it back. That's all I'm saying, man. You can do the same thing at the LLC. Have it in the contract for, the managing member, But don't nobody want to hear that. But when it comes to the thing that you can do today, I know we be talking about current events. I know we be talking about, which is predominantly negative. I know we be talking about Federal Reserve notes and, holding them is predominantly. Look, get your hands on some silver, get your hands on some gold, and just hold that in a fiduciary capacity, if you understand what I'm saying. Look, we can talk about the stock market. I don't care what it looked like. In real money terms, the Dow is down 50%. So against gold, the Dow is down, man. In dollar terms, it's, it went from 12,000 points to 29,000 points, man. This stuff is a game. It's a game that's played on you. It's a game that's played on the public, and we don't even know the rules. So, admin at welcometothefoundation.com, trustee training, man. If you want a consultation, like, so this is what I got going on, man. I hear you, man, and I'm ready to just do something tomorrow. I'm gonna start today. Let me start today. So I'm hollering at you. I'm ready to go, fam. I'm ready to go. We could do that right away. But you got to be committed, man. You got to be committed, sister. Can't be slacking in your attacking. You must be advancing in your dancing. I'm clowning, but I'm serious. So at least once a week. At least once a month. All of y'all, everyone, if you can hear this and you don't do it, curse on your big toe. I curse your big toe. All y'all should be at least getting an ounce of silver every 30 days and holding it in a fiduciary capacity. Gold too, gold. And that's carat bars, man. You can buy a tenth of a gram of gold. It's like $8, man. $8. So an ounce of silver and a tenth of an ounce of gold right now would be about $28 a month. If you ain't got $28 a month, man, you need to hang the phone up. Or put your podcast, put your phone down. Turn it off, put the headphones out, and get your hustle on. And I'm not playing. There's no reason. If you want to, give carat bars, email me, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. It's real easy to sign up. It ain't hard. Don't cost no money, to become a part of it. You know what I'm saying? You just sign up and buy. Sign up and buy. But do something. Like, that's something you can do. $28 a month. That's something you can do. That's something you can do. $28 a month. What are you doing? Well, hey, we exchanging at least some of the fiat into real money. You know what I'm saying? And we hold that in a fiduciary capacity. I bet you ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you if you say that. What are you doing to protect against the future, or to protect against if it might be a war, or to protect against something happen to you and you get hit with this Chinese virus, or to protect if blah blah blah. What are you doing? Well, at the very least, when we're taking some of this currency and exchanging it into real money, precious metals, and holding that in a fiduciary capacity, to avoid probate and probate court and probate tax, and death tax and inheritance tax and stuff like that. Due to the fact that how the the assets are held are actually outside of the actual commercial jurisdiction. And we're like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Straight up. To me, it's simple. And I said that, earlier. To me, it's simple. For some people, it's complicated. To me, it's so simple. And it's just like anything. We just got to get past this immediate gratification situation. I want it now. I want it right now. I want it right. I don't want to wait. I don't want to do anything if I got to wait for it. I'm not putting any energy into anything if I got to wait for it. I want to put energy into something for right now. Amazon, deliver it now. I want an Amazon Prime, deliver it now. Send a drone out, nigga. Send a drone. I want it now. 2 weeks, I gotta wait till man, I get 1 week. I got 7 days through the pay period, and I want my money now. I can't even budget for 2 weeks, man. So give me a payday cash advance loan. Let me put my car title up. Yo, we need to chill. We really need to chill, man. But it's cool. Or not. Because, not's cool, too. Not works. It works. It doesn't work, very nicely or correctly or, very substantively or beneficially or, very happily, but not at work. Not. That happens, too. And, there's got to be balance in everything. Can't have everybody going private the real way, because why would they let us do that? Just ask yourself that. But, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. If you want to know, I'll send you the document that I was reading from tonight. I read like 2 pages, man. I won't even try, hey, I won't even change nothing out of it. So, carat bars, you want to sign up, Trustee training, you want to sign up, you want a consultation, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. If you want to get in on the live recording of the crossover layup, like shake and bake, what did I say that was? Shake and bake crossover layup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I don't know what it is, but basically we're just going to call it the Passport No Social 2. But a man said 100 FRNs or 4 ounces of silver, whichever one you want to do. But that's going to be February 1st. The Saturday is when we're going to do the live recording. If you want to be a part of that, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. Shoot you over the invoice, handle that bad boy, and then we'll give you all the information. You know, we're doing it on Saturday. I know, some people work, man. You got to do your dance. You got to put bring home the bacon. Hopefully it's not bacon. Hopefully it's at least turkey bacon. But I ain't judging nobody. I can't. But yeah, there we go. So let me go to the phone lines, like I said, and then I'm out of here. It's been a jam-packed show. Let me do this dance with 717-9185. 717-9185. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, peace. So this is Joseph.
Hey, peace, fam. What's going on?
Hey, man. I just wanted to say it was a great show. I know we've been playing phone tag a little bit the last few weeks, but definitely a great show tonight, and definitely when you get a chance to email that document that you were reading from, because it had a lot of good knowledge or good information in there.
Yeah, did you email me for the document? Man, you got the document. You got the document. It's in the trustee folder, man.
All right.
You got the document. If you really want me to, I'll email it to you, but it's in the trustee folder.
All right, so then I'll hit you up and make sure I got the right title for it then. So I know. All right, and then are you by chance available at all later this week?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Just give me a call, fam.
All right, man.
Okay, peace. All right, okay, 205 up, Mellow.
So, peace to the guys. Peace to everybody on the panel. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Everything's great. How you doing, man?
Man, just getting in, bro. I was riding from the other side of town when I tuned in, and just made it back made it back at the crib. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna go into the archives as well, because I've been scrambling back and forth. But you know what I'm saying, I'm here. I'm definitely here, man. So, yes, indeed. Got to get them coins. Yes, indeed. I want to tune into that webinar. Check that out. That's what's up. That's a good deal, though, for real. You know what I mean? You know, 100, you know what I mean? 100 notes. You know what I'm saying? For the information, and also as well, you know what I'm saying, for the coin value worth. So it's a good deal right there, definitely. If you know what you're getting, if you know the value of information, that's definitely a good look right there. So, yeah, though. See what's up, man. Peace to the brother, too, for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Sharing information, dropping through with that, too. So, yeah, definitely, man. Shoot. It's another one, man. It's been like
cool.
26.
Yeah, he was cool for that.
Yeah, no doubt. I was like, it's like 26, it's going to be 23 degrees later. So, just trying to see what the big is, man. Trying to suit up, keep everything on, keep the water running so the pipes don't freeze. Make sure that the apartment's warmed up, and like you say, bro, it's brain time, man. It's brain power time. You know what I mean? We got to be able to, you know what I mean, put some things together, bro, so we can survive and actually make it. So shoot, it's good to have muscles and shit. You know, it's good to have, you know, ligaments and be in good tact, but you got to keep that thing up top, that self-governor. That's what a cell governor is up in there up top. You dig? So, you know, we got to be, you know what I mean? We got to be the overseers over everything else. You feel me? So up top in the mindset, in the brain, that's where the trustee at. That's where the trustee resides up top. You know what I mean? The one who conducting everything and making sure everything, you know, is being held and ran properly. So, yeah, it's brain time, though, bro. It caters to the brain, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You ain't lying, man. It's time to get the mental math on.
Hell yeah. I don't want to be left behind. That shit don't feel good, bro. That shit don't feel good, nigga.
It don't at all,
feel
man.
Good, man.
I know.
Shit.
It sucks. Stuff is garbage.
Exactly, man.
Stuff is garbage, man. Well, yeah. Check out the archive, man. Shoot me an email for the webinar, man, because, you know, I don't want to miss nobody. That's why, you know, we do the show. As soon as I get off the show, I decompress. I don't do nothing, and I don't get back into the office until like tomorrow. So, you know, I don't want to forget. So, yeah, shoot me an email about that so I don't forget. And then, man, definitely check out the archive.
Got you. I got something I want to ask you, too, man. It's something dealing with a little letter or whatnot. We might have to talk about it on the other side, but yeah, it's just it was about a background check dealing with a security company, and they got a email me back or something from up the state of Montgomery was saying something about either immoral turpitude or something like that. The reason why the background didn't clear for your security license, but at the same time. She was like, it could be just some minor thing. It could be that you're a junior, your pops a senior. It could be any little mix up. But other than that, I know my background shit is straight. You know what I'm saying? So whatever reason they denied me for those security clearance license, I've already appealed it to see what's going on with that. So I'm waiting on a response to come back actually, but I'm unsure what it is. But I read the fine print. And it did says it could be possible because of immoral turpitude or some other shit like that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's holler about that on offline.
Right.
All right, man. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. If you missed it, check out the archives, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. Good to talk to you.
Sure will, indeed. It's another brick in the foundation. Give thanks, you know what I'm saying? Ancestors, you know what I'm saying? God is the creators, forefathers, foremothers. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Peace to everybody else that always on the show, you know what I mean? Peace to Sister Yvette, you know what I'm saying? The brothers and them as well, man. And, man, definitely thank you most of all for hosting this thing. Time and space is valuable, so thank you most of all honorably, you know what I mean? Salute, high honor to you, brother, always, you know what I'm saying, for putting these bricks within the foundation to build with, so, you know what I'm saying, equipping us with what we need. So that's what it is, bro. And just know that everything you have done and everything you continue to do, it will not go in vain at all. And that's what it is. So we love you, so, you know what I'm saying, we got you. In a minute, peace and love, peace to the gods and goddesses. I'm out.
Appreciate you, man. Peace and love, peace to the gods and goddesses. I love y'all too, man. Y'all know I love y'all, man. Straight up. Okay, one more caller. And then I'm out of here, man. This has been one of the longest episodes the foundation done ever known. I never knew. 915-0068. 915-0068.
What's going on, Brother Sot?
Hey, peace. What's going on? What to do?
Not much, man. It's good to hear you vibing on the airwaves.
Oh, yeah, man. It's me out here, but it's my here.
Yes, sir. This Brother D from the A1B. Just wanted to let y'all know that, hey, I wanted to make sure that I'm first lined up. I already sent you the email, you know what I mean, for the webinar coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be checking it for the reply. But, yeah, I'm trying to be front row, front seat to that. I think that I'm still, like, watching Passport No Social for, like, the 10th or 11th time, and I'm still getting fruit from it. You know, I don't even sometimes when I watch it, I don't even watch it for the passport part. You know, there's so much fruit in it, so I advise everybody to go get it. But I'm gonna make sure that I'm
cold piece.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It promotes itself. But brother, so I just wanted to say, I appreciate what you're doing. Keep pushing. I still got to make a phone call with you anyway, to finish up some stuff on the back end. We'll talk about that off the episode. But man, hey, I just appreciate the light, man. Everybody ain't thankful, everybody ain't grateful, but I just want to know everybody know I am.
Hey, well, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for that, man. Like I said always, man, I'm just doing my dance, man. Doing my dance.
Hey, do your dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm just figuring out my rhythm, about to do my dance. And, hey, man, I look forward to the next, another brick in the foundation, just like the homie said. So that's truth to that. But, hey, you be easy, brother. So, peace to everybody. And I appreciate you, man. Say the least.
All right, appreciate you, man. Talk to you soon, man. Enjoy yourself. Peace to the guys.
All right.
All right, yeah, peace. That's it. I mean, look, I know I could take more calls. I could, but I don't want to. I'm just going to keep it real, man. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm tired of sitting down. I'm tired of talking to this mic. But I still love you. And I appreciate y'all. So, we got the Passport No Social coming up. I know it might be pretty soon. But we'd like to get it done and get it out, push it. So, February 1st, we're going to cut off, because it's leap year this year, if you didn't notice. So you got to get your donations in, satisfy those invoices by Friday, January 31st. That's what we're going to do. By Friday, we ain't taking no more donations or satisfaction email invoices on Saturday the 1st, February 1st. And any unsatisfied invoices by Friday midnight will be canceled. So we want to let y'all know. All that last minute stuff, it bogs stuff down. It puts extra stress on us, and a lot of times it pushes back the time where we start to, the webinar, because people are still trying to come in and still trying to pay their invoice and stuff. No, we ain't doing that this time. So cut off Friday, January 31st for the, Shake and Bake Crossover Layup, Passport No Social, Part 2 webinar live. You can get in live. You can ask your questions at the end. Don't be interrupting the brother during, but at the end, you're on question and answer. My man sits on there. He likes to answer all the questions. So, he understands that's how we learn. That's how he learned. So, get in with that. If you don't have the Passport No Social one yet, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. We'll get that to you. $150. It's a great deal. It's a great deal. Typically, it's usually double that, $300. Requested donation for the Passport No Social. It's physically mailed to you. Just so y'all know, it's a DVD. You gotta have DVD player or something like that. But there it is. You want to jump in, start grabbing gold and silver. Go grab like American Eagle silver coins, or whatever. An ounce of silver, 31.1 grams, once a month. It's around $20 right now. And for the gold, real affordable, carat bars, $8. You can get a tenth of a gram. You get 10 of those, you got a gram. You get 31 of those. Actually, you get 32 of those. No, 31 of those plus another tenth, and you got a troy ounce. So it adds up. It adds up. To start now. Consultation, trustee training, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. If you don't have the website memorized at this point and the email memorized at this point, I'm not saying it enough. But like I said, if you feel the shows are valuable, you should imagine training, trustee training. So I'm out of here, So L. the foundation. I trust you got a lot from the show. In any way that I can, I would love to serve you. As you transition to the private, that's what I'm into. That's what I love. So with that being said, y'all enjoy yourself. Enjoy your week. Before you go to bed tonight, say 10 things that you're thankful for. And, until next time, take care of yourself. And, show love, man. Show love. Show love. You feel better when you show love. It's your negative ass. I'm just playing. I love you. Y'all have a good one, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. Enjoy yourself. Peace to the guys.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.